Geek. What is up, App Nation? It is your friendly app marketer, Steve P. Young, and this is our Friday live stream where we break down what's working in the app space to give you everything that you need to help you grow your downloads and, more importantly, those revenues. And today, we're doing something that we try to do at least once a month, and it's just going to be you and me. So if you got questions, leave a comment below, and I'll get to all of them. But I got a fancy intro video too, so let's hit that. All right. I want to say hi. What's up, Joe? Good to see you. Pablo X, good to see you here too. Joe says, Steve, you should get Felix from 2.5 Gamers podcast on the show. He's a guru when it comes to ad monetization. Tons of helpful tips. All right, Joe, done. H, you got that? I know those guys too. So we saw them in, whatchamacallit, the MAU. K Chen, good to see you, K. What's up, Preetam? Alex, good to see you. David G. Blue Co, good to see you guys. And then Rob from Bootylicious. If you're listening to this, I know you won the Indie App Santa promo, but your email keeps bouncing, bro. So I don't know what to tell you, and I can show you proof. And so just FYI on that end. All right, I'm going to retweet this. AMA with me. Thank you. All right, done, H. All right, let's get into some of the questions we have. Oh, shit. Okay, middle of the ocean. All right, good. Yeah, Rob. I just sent you their email back, and then it just said bounce back right away. I don't know why. It said it was blocked. Your message has been blocked. So I don't know, bro. Okay, let's get into it. We've got some questions from our email list. So if you're not part of our newsletter, go sign up for that. We try to tell you like some interesting insights, all the live stream content you'll be reminded of, and then some popular blog posts and content that we've created as well. All right. So we got some questions from the audience. Jeremy, what's up, Jeremy? Good to see you. Easy one. When you submit to Apps Gone Free, you need 5 reviews, right? Are these just stars or do they have to be written reviews? So for those who are not familiar with this, what Jeremy's talking about is our app advice campaign I've talked about a lot. And, Indie App Santa too. But if you want to get on app advice through this website, yes, you will need 5 ratings. Jeremy, it doesn't have to be written reviews. So you just need at least 5 ratings. That's it. So easy one. Thank you, Jeremy. Done. Thank you. All right. Let's get to the next one. H. Hi, Steve. Is it an Android alternative for app advice for Indie App Santa? It's almost like H that they, we kind of put him up to it. Yes. So there are a few. In fact, we just launched Indie App Santa on Android as well. Yes, I know. This was our team that did this. So Indie App Santa is live on Android. If you guys got promotions for that, if you do search for Apps Gone Free, you will see these type of sites too, like App Sales and Apps Free. I don't know. I've never gotten in touch with them. So that's the only thing that Johnny, I don't know about, but reach out to us for Indie App Santa, and then we can promote for Android as well. All right. Kay says, hard to get 5 reviews. There are ways, Kay. There are ways. So you can always purchase them somewhere. Wink, wink. All right. Rosen says, Joseph asks family and friends. Yeah, I know. Rosen says, hi, Steve. Question from me. My app has a low conversion rate. This could be because for many people only needs to be used once, but also could be because the app does not meet their expectations. What is the best way to understand which of these is the main cause? So Rosen, I would love to see your app. So if you have your app, and if you're in the audience, please let me know what your app is all about. What I would do is just do a hard paywall, right? Force that action, because if you're not getting above, let's say, a 10% on a hard paywall, then maybe it's your onboarding. But when people have downloaded your app, they've shown some intent. So I would just test with a hard paywall first, where there's no X on your paywall, so they have to buy or get the heck out. And also what we saw on our app, now we didn't see a low trial conversion rate. Well, actually, if you're saying low trial conversion rate, that means trial to paid. If you're talking about that too, think about switching to a weekly plan, because one of our apps, we saw better results with a weekly plan. So I'm going to pull this up for you guys, because you know what? Let's break it down a little bit more. You know, a lot of people just answer a question. I'm going to show you some visuals. So here is our app. And Rosen, hopefully this is what you were talking about. So we're getting downloads. This is an app we launched, and it was one of ours. So you can see, you know, we found some keywords, we built the app, and we were getting downloads every month. So we had these paywalls. And Rosen, this might be what you're doing. So we had the 7-day trial on our yearly offer, and we were experiencing the same thing. So spoiler alert, this one led to 3x more sales, right? Moving to a weekly offer helped it so much better. So because I felt like it was a one-time use thing too. So this app, this paywall, which is one of our high-performing paywalls, has a 7-day trial on the yearly offer, and people were activating the trials, but they were not paying. So I'm going to break down the sales for you, okay? And this is a video that we did for the MAU. We made $800 with this paywall with that 7-day free, because I was seeing poor trial to paid. People are activating trials and not actually, you know, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comments, not actually paying us, right? So we only made $800 in the first 3 months. Now, this paywall, which is very popular, especially in the AI space, led to $6,000 in the next 3 months. And take a look at this yearly offer. We made more from the yearly offer without a trial than we did with a trial. And so the weekly one far surpassed all the sales. And that's when sales started to really grow for this particular app. So really pay attention to that. And I don't know what this JPEG, I don't know if this is Rosen, but try to switch to a weekly if you're not already doing that. All right. Saad, good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. Hi, Steve. Hope all is well. Wanted to check if I run an Indie App Santa promo with below offer, what returns can you expect? Do not do a price drop on Indie App Santa. So look, the point of Indie App Santa is to hack your downloads, get those ratings, right? Think of it as a way to just like kickstart your app versus being like, I want to make money from this. So the way I think about this, you can kickstart your app by running ads and spending thousands of dollars on inefficient installs. Or you can do an Indie App Santa promo or an App Advice promo and give away your lifetime offer and get those guaranteed downloads for not spending any money on marketing, right? Except Indie App Santa, we do charge you. So I would say if you really want to do a lifetime price drop, do it around $10. One of our clients, we made about $1,000 dropping the lifetime offer from like $100 to $10. All right. So if you want to try that, try it. But I honestly would just do the lifetime free. And that's what we've done, even in our AI apps too. All right. Cool. This is an AdMob question. Look, I don't know much about AdMob. AppBroda is one of our partners from before, and they do all that stuff. They were a past sponsor of ours. So go check them out at broda.com. But that's what I would tell you. I'm not too sure about this AdMob monetization stuff. So Kashal, sorry, bro. I don't know everything. I'm just trying to do my best. All right, we got some YouTube comments as well. Hi, Steve. How do you handle emails not getting to clients because clients use Apple Private Relay and all email marketing bounces back? So Tyler, I know this sucks. A lot of, Apple login. So one of the things you can do is just ask for email versus having those social sign-ins. If email is that important to you, that's what I would do. Don't make them do an account creation, any of that stuff. You can just say, hey, want to sign up for email. That's the best way of doing it too. So if it's really important, which I think, you should try to build that email list and try to do some offers through that email list. I would just say, kill the social login stuff and just ask for the email by itself. Do I read the comments? What are you talking about? Yes, I do. I'm the one responding to those comments. Okay. Not age. Okay. He doesn't respond to anyone. I do look at them. So please do leave comments in there too. All right, thanks H for going through all these too. What's the best way to make long paywalls? Does Superwall or Revenue Cat or any multi-page builders have it baked into your app? We've just kind of done it manually through our developer. So that's the best way that I've done it. I think Revenue Cat might have it and Superwall might have it, but it's all, and I definitely know Adaptee has it because we've done long paywalls and you can do custom paywalls on Adaptee. But typically, I don't use those platforms like Superwall and Revenue Cat and Adaptee for the paywall optimization stuff. I use them for the analytics stuff too, but we just build our own personally. Okay. Hi, Steve. Thank you for your videos. I have one question. Can you give me your opinion about adding a self-donation button on my app to let users support my content? I'm making drawing tutorials for beginners. Is that legal? Yeah, I've seen other apps do this. There was an app that I actually use frequently that does do this. It is called World Time Buddy. And it's somebody that I've known for quite a bit. And I think I paid them already, so I might not see it. But yeah, you can test it out. And you know what they typically have done in the past is just shown their faces. Hey, we're an indie developer. We'd love to get your support. You can leave a tip. And then what I would do for a tip stuff, if you do go this route, is give them multiple options. Don't just say like $5 tip, go like 5, 10, 15, because you'd be surprised. Some people might give you even more, right? So I would do it that way. All right, next question. Hi, Steve. I love your video. I'm currently reading How to Build a $1 Billion App. I think I have that book on my bookshelf over here somewhere. Anywho, I would like to know your thoughts on which ideas should I focus on if my goals is to create a $1 billion app in 1 year. Well, good luck, bro. Good luck. The way I would answer this is think about distribution first, okay? Because too many times I think people, one, it's going to take you longer than a year. All right, it's just true. It's just true. Like all these stuff, like it's just going to take longer than a year. Like $1 billion, bro, that's a lot. So know that it's going to take a lot longer than you think. Secondly, think about distribution first. And what that means is whether it's content, we had Ethan on who did, what was his app called? It was a fake live streaming app, Live Parallel or Parallel Live. And he created content first just to see if the content would resonate with the audience, like TikTok and all that stuff. And then once he saw that the content worked, he then built the app. For me, I like to see if there's ASO. Are people searching for this? Are there keywords that I can actually rank for? Great, right? So I would say think about distribution first. So that even means like you can even test out Facebook ads to see if it's worthwhile for you to build this app. Take them to a landing page. Have them check out. There's a great episode by Aria founder Ofer. Ofer, come on to the podcast, my friend. But it was on Mobile Dev Memo. H has it. Maybe H, you can find that because we share that in our mastermind session, and H will post the link and he'll share that to me, and I'll share that with everybody else. So we'll add that to the YouTube description, but go listen to that. And Ofer does a great job of really breaking down what he did in the very beginning of his app journey. And I don't think he ever built an app because everything is literally on the web, and he was able to test a lot. And what he did was he tried to get the refund. That's what I always say. Charge enough where it's okay to get refunds in the early days, because I rather get a refund than give away too many free features. Because if I get a refund, guess what I'm going to get to? Feedback, right? Like, this wasn't what I expected. I'm like, what did you expect? Can you just tell me? I'm happy to give you a refund, but can you just tell me what you were expecting and what I'm missing? And that is the way that you can learn from the early days. All right. Let's go into Mike. Steve, always appreciate you sharing all the great stuff for free on YouTube. We'll definitely reach out to you when we're successful enough to get your service. Until then, wish us some luck. Good luck, Michael, and feel happy for you. Oh, cool. We're only at 20K. Thanks, Mike. All right, cool. And we got some mastermind right after this too. All right, let's get into some of the questions we have down here, H, shall we? Parallel Live. Okay, thank you. I love this guy. All right. Let's see. Hey, Miguel is here. What's up, James? Okay, I got this one. JJE. Question: if I had 10 hours per day to market your app and $4,000, what daily actions would you do? If you had 10 hours per day to market your app and $4,000 per day, no, which actions would you do? So what I would do is I look at the ASO first because it's one of the easiest things to do. There are some black hat strategies, I'll call them gray hat, that we share in our academy. And I would spend a little bit of money on that just to see if the keywords would move, get that going. The second thing I would do is set up Apple search ads. And this is essentially what we've done for our apps, right? And so I would set up Apple search ads, and we have a what we've internally called Basic Plus campaign that is only shared in our academy as well. And I would run that with the $4,000. So I'd probably put about $50 a day on that just to see if I can get a dollar cost per install and to get the app going. So I'm going to assume, JJE, that you're not making any money. That's just my way of kickstarting the app, right? I would still do the lifetime free offer. I would do my ASO. I would do the lifetime free offer. I would ask for a review after they activate a lifetime free or after the paywall. That way I have some reviews in my app before I do any type of marketing on that. That's why I like this campaign, right? It is just to kickstart an app to make it more viable for marketing, whether it's through ASO or paid marketing. So that's what I would do. And then I would try to make that 4,000 last as long as I possibly can. Once I've started making some money, which we have now, like, some apps are making 1,000, some apps are making 2,000, some apps are doing more, but then I would start thinking about other channels. But I would always start out with the ASO and ASA just because it's the easiest. With Facebook, it takes so much time and so much learning. And I know with ASA, that is high intent users. So that's why I always start off with ASA. It's easy. I don't need creatives. I don't need videos. All I need are keywords. That's it. All right. What analytics platforms can I use starting out as a first-time media buyer for a fintech company, and also integrate this app to different media sources to track conversions? So Sawtech, one of our sponsors is Apps. So you can check them out from an MMP perspective. Or what I would do if you're just starting out is just start with one channel at a time. So if you're going to explore Meta, just do the Meta SDK. That's all you technically need. You can use Flyer too if you want, but you don't necessarily need it in the very beginning. And you start with Meta. And why I like to start off that slowly is then I can start to see, once I started running Meta, do I see an increase in organics, right? And so you can do mixed model marketing, and you can truly see how Meta performs. And I've shared this case study with you guys in the past, but that's what happened with one of our clients. Let me show you guys this real quick. It's one of our favorite case studies of 2024. And this is your question, JJE, right? We did have the 4,000. So look, we took this app and we were just doing ASO. In the first year, we did about 40,000 in ASO, all through ASO. If you don't believe me, here, App Store search. And then eventually, and last year it became close to a six-figure business, but we were able to get it to $7,000 a month, just purely ASO. Then what happened here? Well, that's when we started running Meta. So that's why Sawtech, take it one channel at a time. And this is just the Meta SDK, by the way. And so we can start to see that once we started running Meta on this green line, we're starting to see an increase in App Store search as well. And so you can start to make some modeling and some calculations that, hey, running Meta has helped us with App Store search as well. So Meta is probably doing a lot better than it's getting credit for through the Meta platform, right? Like right here, and through App Store Connect. That's why I would take it so slow. And to you, JJE, this is what we did. We were able to get to a certain revenue point before we even started thinking about Meta. And so this is this case study that I'm breaking down for you guys is, here's how small of a budget we just needed to start going. And on Meta, because this is more of a quote unquote niche app, we're getting 250 on Meta through their platform. But if you look at App Store Connect and you looked at all the downloads from Facebook and Instagram, which did not exist until we started running the ads, right? We can start to safely say that actually through App Store Connect, when we calculated the downloads, it actually is about $1.50, $2 cost per install. So Meta is only reporting about 60% of the actual downloads coming from Meta. So that's why I would start with one ad platform at a time. So you can really start to see the impact of that platform. Okay. Let's get back to this. Rachamran says, hey, Steve, our videos hit 20,000 views and I only got 20 downloads. Call to action is link in bio. Yeah, you know, Ramchan, like that's the problem. And that's why I'd recommend go listening to that podcast episode that H will link up into the YouTube description. They talk about exactly this. And shout out to Henry on our community, but he was talking about this too. And he's the one who brought it up to us. But you know, like when we think about these viral campaigns, you hear all the good stuff about it, right? You don't hear this many stories. So thank you for highlighting this type of story. We get so many views with very little downloads. And wouldn't you want to just focus more of your time, JJE, right, in figuring out what the best ads are, because it becomes repeatable, right? If you find a winning ad, you can run that for like months, if not years, right? So I would rather spend my time trying to figure out what is a winning ad versus how to get a video to 20,000 views and then be disappointed that I only got 20 downloads. Because if you found a winning ad, you actually probably would do better. Now, obviously, you have to be able to afford all the winning ads and all that stuff. But at the same time, like that's where I would spend a little bit more of my time. So I know that didn't help you too much, but I started really thinking about the virality and people just being obsessed with it. And is it really that important? Because we don't hear enough of these stories where you get a lot of views, but not a lot of downloads. So thank you for sharing that. And it's making me feel more and more stronger about just focusing the energy and the time in finding a winning ad and cracking the code. All right. All right. James Patterson, like the author? I heard that the App Store no longer promotes new apps the first week. If that is true, what should we do when launching a new app? James, that growth hack we talked about, apps gone free, app advice, Indie App Santa. That's what I would do. That's how you kickstart any app. And James, those App Store boosting, bro, like when I started in 2011, that was like thousands of downloads. These days, maybe hundreds of downloads. Like it is not that important. I know people obsess about it. They talk about it. I'm like, bro, like, trust me, doesn't even matter. Look, I'm going to show you another case study. This is an app that we exited, James. So here's why I'm proud of this. Like, you know, we launched this in 2022 and it was doing nothing for the longest time, like absolutely nothing, no downloads, hardly any money. And then one ASO change brought it to finally making some money. And then we eventually sold this app. But that's the value. Like you get stuck. I think a lot of times we get stuck on the start. And what I always say, starting is easy. Continuing is hard. Continuing while this is not happening, while just crap is hitting the fan. That's the hard part, bro. Not the start. The start is easy. Obviously, you can see there's millions of apps. It's the continuing when things don't go your way, because inevitably they won't go your way. Are you willing to continue? And are you willing to stick it out through the mess? Because you got all this energy at the start, right? You don't know. All you see are stars and glitter at the start of it. It's the middle that's the hard part, bro. So I wouldn't focus too much on the start. Just do that lifetime hack, honestly. Okay. Hey, Romchan, chill out, bro. All right. Let's see. What's up, Nurex? Good to see you, bro. All right. I think I answered this question, JJE. If you had a $4,000 budget for advertising, what would be the best ROI? Organic creators or ads? Honestly, I would just start with ads. Look, that's what I know. Do what you know best. That's the right way of answering it. You know, we hear about this Cal AI guy and they're like, you know, shout out to them. Congrats. But they obviously know that very well. They work with a lot of influencers. And, you know, honestly, you guys have no idea how much they're keeping. You don't know the profits. You only know the revenues. You only know what Sensor Tower gives you. Trust me, I've worked with clients making $200,000, $300,000 a month, about to go bankrupt. So stop focusing on, I love this quote, winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners. So what I would do is, honestly, JJE, what you know best. If you know nothing, then go learn something. But what you know best. So if you know ads the best, start with that. If you know organic creators the best, start with that. If you don't know any of those channels, start with ASA because it's the easiest and it won't break the bank for you. All right. All right. How'd I do? H, you nodding in the background? All right. What's your opinion on building religious apps? How do you make it viral? Bro, see, I just talked about the viral shit. Here's how you make it viral. Go talk to Ramakaran. He knows how to get 10, 20,000 views, and then you get no downloads. Look, I think religious apps are fine. Like it is, build it, go for it. Like I have no opinion on it, but I would just say, like, is there a need? And then just start marketing it. I don't, like I think you young kids always think about going viral. Look, viral goes like this. You know what easy way to go viral? Right here. I'll show you. Okay. And it's guaranteed downloads. App's gone free. Easy. You will get tens of thousands of downloads. All right. We've done it. We've done 100,000 downloads before. So that's the easiest way. And guess what? I spent 10 minutes on that campaign. So that's what I would honestly do. I mean, you can spend 10 hours trying to make a viral video and hoping it gets 20,000 views and hoping that you get more than 20 downloads. Or you can just go apps gone free and guarantee downloads and make a lifetime free offer. All right. Okay. JJE, influencer marketing, depending on, that's too close. Your niche, it could be very cheap. Micro influencers. Yeah. Look, I've done influencer marketing. It gets expensive really fast. And sometimes it just doesn't work. It's a waste of money. So like, that's why I'm just like, focus on the winning ad, what you can create. I'd rather focus all our energy. And especially with, hey, check this out. With Arcads AI, one of our sponsors, building these type of videos is so freaking easy. In fact, and I'm going to create this video soon, but one of our best performing videos was created through arcads.ai. It's our best performing ad. It was getting like $2, probably less than $2 cost per installs for a client of ours. So this, with AI, everything becomes so easy to create content. Just create the content, right? Ramchan, you got to chill out, bro. We already answered your question. All right. Yep, that answered my second question. Good. Okay. How would you build a relation app? Okay, you just, H, people are going crazy, huh? If I don't answer in like 2 seconds, they're like, yeah, meta ads need so many tests before advertising. There you go. Which traffic source to target? Pritam, really depends on what you know best, man. ASO, ASA, Facebook, TikTok. Those are the big 4. Pick one and go. Obviously, if you're on Google, add Google. If you're an Android app. Do you recommend placing the app's brand name at the beginning of the App Store title or the primary search keyword? Yeah, Pablo, like I've been testing this. So one of our apps finally got it back up to making, a few thousand a month, but we moved a keyword at the end and we did some other things too, but we got to number 1, no gray hat, no nothing. And I was like, oh, interesting. So personally, depends on how competitive the keyword is. And one of our other key apps, like I was testing this strategy and we kind of lost ranking. So I would say if you're just starting out, maybe just do the primary search keyword first. And then if you've got some brand equity, then do the App Store, your brand first. So I'll answer it that way. Because honestly, like the biggest apps have some brand searches too. Right? They're not just like Calm. They're not just reliant on meditation. And Calm actually has more search traffic than meditation. So that's why I'm kind of like, you got to start to build your brand if ultimately that's where you're trying to go. So I'm trying to balance that out. Which traffic source should I target? App Store search or App Store Explorer? Free tell. App Store search. You don't have no idea where Explorer is coming from. Explorer is typically like Apple featuring you. You can't control Explore. You can control search. Any recommendations or courses to learn app marketing? Why, in fact, there's a great source. You're in the right place. It's called App Masters Academy. And that's where we have a community that we're meeting later on, right after this call. We meet twice a month because, the folks in there. But you can join the community. We're going to rebrand this pretty shortly and the prices are going to go up. So if you want to lock it in, and there's going to be a new plan soon. So maybe H, we can Is it available? Like, if you want to see an uglier website, go to appfounders.co and you can get access to all of that. But we do have access. If you just want access to the community, you can get access to the community. But we're going to rebrand it to appfounders.co shortly. The website's not done yet, but so I haven't done any launches yet, but you can just get access to the community or the courses, and then you can have coaching with me too. So go check it out at masters.com/academy or at founders.co. All right. JJE says, how do you validate an idea? Is having successful apps in the same niche enough validation? Does saturation matter? Yeah, JJ. So that's what I would do. Having successful apps in the same niche validates it. One of our apps that we ended up purchasing, it was in the same niche. And I saw we had a client that was making millions of dollars. And then one of their competitors was making multi-millions of dollars a year. And I was like, oh, great. And we couldn't get this keyword to rank number one. There was a keyword that was ranking number one, and it was only charging a one-time fee. So I reached out to the developer and I was like, hey, do you want to sell your app to us? And she agreed. We bought the app. We changed the pricing. We added the paywall on the onboarding, charged $60 instead of a one-time fee of $3. And we took this app that's making about $1,000 a month to $8,000 to $10,000 a month. So that's how you validate an idea. Like, if the niche is there, you got to find distribution for it. So if the niche is there, great. But what's the keyword that you're going to be targeting? And what's the, how are you going to market that app too? All right. Continue. Okay. James says, thanks for the great advice. You're welcome, bro. It's Ofer Udal on the Mobile Dev Podcast. There you go. Rana says, man, I need, my eyes are getting bad age. My eyes are getting bad. All right. We're a dating app on Android. We advertise on Google Ads, and we are at 500,000 ARR. Congrats. We can't promote on Meta due to policies. What other platforms do you suggest? Dude, that's amazing. Congrats to you, man. I would think about Google potentially, because you're on Google, and maybe TikTok. I don't know what the TikTok policies are on the, the dating apps on TikTok. So, but congratulations. You reach out to us. Maybe there's a interview that we should be doing with you soon enough. Man, I lost all my, where am I? Oh, here we go. What's up, Nurex? App Store started to read keywords from screenshots. Yeah, Nurex, they did, but I don't know if it's going to help that much, honestly. We did the exact same thing, put those primary keywords in our screenshots. We were at number one for one of our newer apps. Now we've fallen with some of the new ASO tests that I'm trying out. But so it's important, but like, I wouldn't focus too much on it. I don't know why the YouTube guy just read my comments. You just answer my questions. Yeah. Maybe stop hitting enter. Copy and paste and enter. I'm just kidding. Dream App AI. Don't have an advertising budget. How do you think we should proceed? Yo, app's gone free. Just do that. Okay. Trust me. Okay. Let me just show you guys one more time, because I'm getting the same freaking questions. All right. Here, if you got a brand new app, pay attention. All right. Because there's a video on this. Maybe we just need to reword the video if you got no budget. And we actually have a video that I just recorded. You don't have an advertising budget? I tell you 5 strategies I would use. Okay. But this is one of them. The greatest growth hack in the world. Ratings prompt during the first time user experience or after paywall. Do your ASO. It's in the course. Make a lifetime offer and make it free for just 2 days. Promote on App Advice or Indie App Center. Okay. Here's what happened. I did this in 2023. I came up with this idea in 2023. But in 2024, here's what we did for a client. We did 100,000 downloads, 800 new ratings, 200 US, 600 worldwide. Say it with me, H, because I say it all the time. And then we made $7,000 within this first month. We kickstarted the app because I was right on the ASO. All right. I was right on the ASO. And then ultimately, it was just making just a few $100 a month. Ultimately, through this client still with us, many iterations, we're able to get it to $92,000 within its first year of working with us. And the client's still with us today. So that's what you can do. Now, does it always work out this way? No. Okay. Can I guarantee success if you buy a course? No, because guess what? If I could, you would not be paying just $300. You'd be paying $30,000 for this stuff. But I'm trying to make it affordable. I'm trying to give you the tactics that have worked in the past, and we didn't spend any money on marketing. You know, if I could guarantee success, trust me, you wouldn't be this would cost you to watch this. So I can't. All right. Thank you, Pablo. Am I being too mean, Pablo? Let me know. All right. Rob says, my first, whoops, too close, guys. My first App Store review was just 1 star. How do I recover? Oh, okay. Yeah, Rob. So you can do the campaign too. You can ask people to rate it and review it. You can buy reviews too. That's against Apple's TOCs. Okay. But there are ways to do it without going against the TOCs that I share in the course too. So there, Kay, I can guarantee you will get reviews. How about that? All right. All right. Kian says, hey, Steve, I'm looking to advertising on TikTok for an AI app. Any strategies or tips you suggest? Yeah, Kian, I'm doing that right now for a client and for our apps too. The TikTok ad library. Definitely check that out right here. And then they have a creator dashboard too, or creators, I forget what, creator marketplace, something, I forget what it's called, but you can reach out to creators on there as well. You can see keywords and what people are searching for. But this has been great. Like some of our best performing ads or just viral, like video, organic video content has been found through like looking at what our competitors are advertising. So that's what I would suggest on TikTok. What I found with TikTok is you can get very low cost per installs, but maybe the conversions aren't as high as Facebook. And so that's what we're seeing with one of our clients. The conversion, the cost per install is a lot lower, but the conversions aren't as high on TikTok. But at the same time, like I think it is worth checking out. And so we've got some ads running on TikTok too for our apps as well. But definitely check this out. TikTok ad library. All right. I wanted to ask if George says, hey, Steve, I always wanted to ask you if we can see one version page, full metadata keyword fields from any of our apps. Let's say keyword field is the most one that interests me. H, what do you think we should do? Should we do it? Fuck it. For you. All right, my friend. This is one of our apps. If I get in trouble, I'm coming after you, bro. Just kidding. All right. So this is our spreadsheet just for you. I'll break it down. You know what? Adam does this. Adam Little, like Lytle. And you know what? I should do this more. All right. Ooh, I don't even know where this comment went. Okay, there it is. Damn, H, we got tons of comments. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, so let me share my screen. So here's the ASO that we put together. I'll kind of bring it up for you guys too. Hide these stuff because this app is one of our apps, and this is the keyword. So this is the title, and here's the keyword field. So you can see what we have in this keyword field here. What we've typically found, and I'll just give this away for you guys, is try to have your most important keywords on the left-hand side. They tend to work the best too. As you can see, we don't repeat certain keywords that we already have in the title. So I'm going after different keywords in the Spanish Mexico title and the subtitle as well here. And I'm keeping it super, super duper short on this. So, and I'll show you guys the screenshots as well here. So you can see we're testing this out with this screenshot, #1 frequency generator, all that stuff. And then what we found also is having visuals, like having humans in the front, works better. And so we're testing this out to see if this will help improve our keyword rankings, because this was a distribution first. I found the keyword first, and I went ahead and built the app after that. So there you go. Hope that helps. Like you can see again, George, like I don't really focus on the keyword stuff as much, because I haven't found that, like, unless it's super low competition, that having keywords in your the keywords in the keyword field make that big of a difference in your rankings. It's really what's in the title and subtitle. Cool. Just for you, my friend. Preetam says, I have an Android app which gets downloaded from Google Play Explorer. Awesome. How do I get more downloads from that traffic? I don't know. I have no idea, bro. Yeah, I'm sure you're getting featured. Okay, here's what I do know. Actually, you know what? I do have an answer. It came to me. So here's what we saw worked in the past. Now, I don't know if it's always going to work, but Preetam, you know what? What we saw was adding video to your Google Play listing. This is a pretty old like case study that I have, but adding video and then within YouTube, it has to be a YouTube video. You tag it up. You know, YouTube has tags, so you tag it with some of your competitors as well. And we actually saw our Google Play Explorer downloads increase after we did that. That's all we did. And so you have the YouTube video optimized, the title optimized. You don't have to spam it like this, but then use the tags within YouTube to target some of your competitor brands, because what you're ultimately trying to do is show up in the more apps to try right here. Look at that. I do have answers. Why do I keep clicking that? All right. How many questions do we have, H? Holy shiznit. Okay. Let's cap it after a while. All right. Moyo, why didn't you tell us about this campaign before? I think he's like, well, app's gone free, right? All right. In the age of vibe coding, should I make a bunch of apps and then find a winner or focus at one at a time? Yeah, you know, here's that's what we're trying to do, JJ. So I'll just say it in like what we're trying to do. We are trying to build a bunch of different apps using the keywords we found first, because, you know, it's so easy to create apps now. Using the keywords we found, focus on that, build that app, see if we can make it grow. And then what I've discussed this with a lot of different people who have lots of apps. It's really 2 or 3, you know, it's that 80%, 80-20 rule. 20% will drive the 80% of the revenues. That's what we're trying to accomplish as well. We're just trying to, I would say, don't just do it. Have a scientific, it's art and science, right? Like have a scientific approach to doing it. And we're using keywords, right, to build the apps. And like, don't just build it for the sake of building it. Like you saw Cal AI, so you're going to build a calorie tracker and you don't even know what the keywords are, right? That's a waste of time, in my opinion. And our most successful apps, even, you know, if I could guarantee success, okay, I would just charge you a lot more. But anyways, even for our clients, like some of our most successful apps have been just from ASO, have been just like a feature within their main app. And we're like, yeah, we should build out this feature and make it its own app because I know their search volume. And so we're able to get this app in late last year to $6,000-7,000 revenue, like right off the jump, because we knew the keywords existed off of that. So that's what I would do. Just think about your distribution first. All right. George says, we have a 150,000 MRR business right now. Congrats, bro. But need to have more organic conversion rate. I'm watching your videos often and did important ASO updates, but I want to rank even better now. Well, reach out to us. We'll show you some ways. Yeah, 1-star review is not a huge deal. Yeah, Preetam says, Apple is starting to delete those ratings. So it could be that we're asking for it too soon. You know, like, and Apple's probably paying attention to all the shiznit that we're talking about. And they're like, oh, I know what you're doing. And if there's a spike, I know why there's a spike. So that's why I'm trying to be careful with not sharing all these things publicly, because Apple's paying attention. So anyways, I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Steve, can you attribute app install meta TikTok ad server side by IP matching to a web to app flow? I think so, Bruno. Steve, can you attribute? Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, like I would hack it and keep it simple. So I would build a TikTok ad server or TikTok landing page, web to app flow. I'll build a meta, and at the end of it, that QR code should just be from TikTok so that you know different QR code, or Meta. That's just the way I would do it that way. So, but I don't know the technical way, so I'm sorry. I know, Rob. I will. I sent you an email back. It bounced, bro. George, thanks, Steve. Love you. Love you back, bro. All right. Can you look at my ASO? I can. Send it to me. Rajesh says, hey, Steve, does a zero cost marketing for ASO with just keywords and App Store optimization really drive installs? No. You have to know a little bit of the secrets for it to work. We did, we were able to get this app ranking really well. I'll show you guys really this. But we did some things on our end to make it grow. But it does work. You just need to know a little bit more of the ASO secrets that I won't share publicly here. But this is what I mean by Rajesh doing the research. Here's one app, and don't focus on this app, but looking at your niche. So JJE, when you talked about this, we saw that there was a certain niche doing well. And so do research on that. I found these 2 keywords, Rajesh, for our client. He told me the app idea. I was like, okay. And then using app follow, I found these 2 keywords that nobody was paying attention to because I did a search for them for those 2 keywords and nobody had in their title and subtitle. I was like, I think I can get to number 1. And spoiler alert, we did. And so the app was driving 140, 150 downloads a day, roughly. If you don't believe me, it's all through organic search, right? This is just right on launch. As you can see, right on launch, we're able to get it to that. And we were able to make $1,600 within 22 days, or essentially somewhat free. But I know the secrets. So that's how we're able to do it. And look, again, I share these things. I'm not always right. I wish I was, but I'm not always right. But sometimes I see a keyword, I'm like, I think I can get to number 1. Sometimes I'm right, and it works. So, okie dokie. Let's go into, Mark. Okay, just because I know Mark for years. What's up, Mark? How you been, man? Haven't seen you in a while. All right, have you experienced with title and subtitle in more languages beyond English? Yeah, Mark. So this is something that my team has been pushing me to do more of because I was like, dude, is there really a point to doing this? So obviously the US App Store indexes 9 different localizations, including the Spanish, Mexico, Vietnamese, Portuguese, Brazil, all that stuff. Look it up. But anyways, when we've done English keywords in those localizations, we've actually seen the amount of keywords that we're ranked for grow. So I think it'll eventually, right now, it does help your ASO, ultimately, your US one being the primary one, because now you have more keywords that are indexed. So you've sort of widened the breadth of the keywords. Now, does it help you get to number 1? No. But if the strategy is to ultimately help your US by having more keywords ranked so that you can get the primary ones into the top, I think that's where it helps out the most. All right. All right. I'll end with Alex right here. Steve, what about AB strategy? Screens, app icon. Should we test at Android first and then apply it to iOS due to testing complexity? Well, Alex, it's wherever you get the most downloads and impressions. Because Apple, you can do product, A/B test screenshots. I would A/B test screenshots first and foremost because I feel like they make a bigger difference, and then eventually app icon. But we've done a lot of these, and sometimes it doesn't make a big difference at all. So try it, but I know a lot of people see all these case studies, and trust me, I share a lot of them too. I'm guilty. And you're like, okay, I gotta do that. And then sometimes it just doesn't work for you. But we've done a lot. I just don't think it's that important. As long as you got some pretty decent ones, am I gonna A/B test this screenshot now? Probably not. I like this, right? We had something different. I like this now. I'm probably gonna keep this for a while, right? Because it has all the elements that we have seen work, right? Have the main keyword, have some social proof, show people, right? Those are it. So am I going to change it that often? Maybe. I might want to try to change the screenshot, the app icon now, but ultimately I think the screenshots are pretty good now. And yes, my team designed this. All right. H, you want to battle some dad jokes?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's get into my favorite part of the show. My buddy H is going to be battling me on your behalf. And if you guys want a free Indie App Santa promo, just like Rob, make sure your email does not bounce. But then all you got to do is vote for a winner, S or H, on whose joke is best. I want to thank my sponsors, Arcads, which we already promoted, Web to Wave. So if you're building a Web 2 app funnel, which I definitely recommend you guys do, check out web2wave.com. It's like lead pages if you're familiar in the online space. Lead pages, funnels. So just page, it's easy to build these funnels and get rocking as well. So thank you to Web2Wave for allowing me to give away all these free promos and DMs. You can do Android too. So if you want an Android app, okay, do your Android app as well. All right, H, you want to go first?
Yeah.
You go first.
You go first, Steve.
All right, my friend. There's a wizard, H. All right, H. What does a spy do when it's cold? What does a spy do when he's cold?
What, Steve?
He goes undercover. Have I done that one? I don't know.
No,
Done it.
this is a new one.
All right. It's an old screenshot. All right, what do you got?
Okay. So that's for app marketers all over here. Why did the app marketer bring a ladder to work?
Why?
Because they heard the downloads were through the roof.
Oops. All right. Downloads were through the roof. All right. Awesome. So all you guys got to do is put S for me or H for the Sanchu, and I call him H. So, and then you will get into a random drawing for a free Indie App Santa promo. All right. I'm going to try to, you focus on those votes, H, and then I'm going to try to remember where we left off on Kian. All right. I want to go through the app audit. So if you want your app audited in future live stream, just go to appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit. And for those who are wanting to sit down with me for an hour, well, you can get that by going to that same website as well. Okay, let's get into the first app we have. It is Molly's app. All right, Molly, she's got a pic collage. She says installs for app. All right, Molly. Well, like I've said before, I would do a lifetime promo like you already have. Increase the price of the lifetime. Charge more than 20 bucks. Like charge 50. Who gives a crap? Ultimately, when you charge more and then you do the app advice campaign, more people are going to be like, oh, I got to get it. Right. And that's where you get the thousands of downloads. Because if you're just charging $20 and I'm getting a $20 offer, that's one thing. But if I'm getting a $50 offer, that's cool. Right. The second thing I would do is I love App Follow to do keyword research. So here's what the playbook I would use. And this is the playbook I've used in the past, right? And it's worked. It doesn't always work, but when it does because you don't spend any money on marketing either. And if it doesn't, well, shoot, you're back to where you are right now anyways. So pick collage, like go here as an example. And then what I would try to do is find one that with a little bit less reviews, right? So I wouldn't call your app pick collage because you're never going to beat these guys. They have almost 2 million, that's 2 million reviews. You're never going to beat them. So I'm going to try to find one like this one or pick stitch. So I'm just click the eye icon right here. And I want to try to find one with less reviews because I'm like, how are they ranking so well for an app? And then I'm going to go through this. Like, so photo collage. Okay, cool. Layout for Instagram. Cool. Pick collage maker. Cool. Picture collage. These are the keywords that I would try to focus on versus what you're focused on. So this before and after photo compare. That's interesting. Who knew? You're trying to find keywords around 30. So here's what I did for that client. I just showed you guys, right? I was like, hey, we took this app to $1,600 in free days. So I found this keyword. I was like, what the heck is this keyword? And I try to find something that has a couple of like, so like as an example, photo collage maker and photo collage maker, free photo collage maker, right? Like, okay, that's interesting. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I can find. Don't think so. Collageable is interesting, but it's probably branded. Okay, so let's go with that photo collage maker. Now I'm trying to find two around 30. All right, so I'm going to do that. There's a lot of apps that show up when I do a search for that. So a lot of people are using that. So that's the wrong keyword to use. So now you're just kind of going through that. Like, again, if you can put all these keywords into like App Radar or even pay for App Follow, I would use App Radar because I like their difficulty scores the best. And you're trying to find keywords that have very low difficulty, right? That's how you try to go after it. So maybe I'll click on this one again, and I'll try to do it one more time and try to find another keyword around 30. And why 30 is what we found is typically the 30 keywords have lower competition, whereas all these ones up here, maybe you'll get lucky, you'll find one that has a lot, but all these keywords up here have pretty high competition. And then you try to find a different keyword, video collage maker. I don't know. But that's it. You just keep cycling through and figuring it out. Right? So that's what I would do. Yeah, you're repeating photos. Sometimes it doesn't help as much to repeat it. Okay, hope that helps. But photo frame, maybe. I really want to try to find 2 keywords. Yeah, it's not enough. It's tough. It is tough. Picture collage? Did I do photo collage? Yeah. What about picture collage? Let's try one more. Okay. So look, I don't know what I don't know right now, but I also don't see anybody using picture collage. Everybody's using photo collage. So maybe rebrand your app to picture collage and see what happens to your downloads. Because now you can go after picture collage maker. See if the thing changes. Picture collage, picture collage. Odd. What? How come maker didn't come up? But that might be a better keyword to go after, picture collage. There. Let me know if you go after that and see if you can get that to rank as well. H, you about ready?
Yes.
The willy?
Yep.
Oh, H, domination, bro. Sorry. I've got another one, H, just to rub it into you. Here we go.
Okay.
H, my wife asked me to fix the toilet, and I failed twice. But hey, third time's the charm. Delete. Yeah. That way I know I used.
Nice. But I lost, Steve. It's 8-0 when I lost.
I know. I'm sorry. How are you feeling? Don't be too sad, okay?
No, I'm not.
All right. Let's give a lucky winner. Who am I rooting for? Let's see. I'm going to root for who's been giving good questions. Let's see. I'm rooting for JJE or James Patterson. All right. Or Joe. Joe's been here for a long time. All right. Spin that wheel. That's who I'm rooting for. But usually whoever I root for doesn't win.
Oh, it's the Salman.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations, Salman. Just email me, steve@appmasters.co, and I'll get you in touch with our team, and we'll get you set up for a free Indie App Santa promo, courtesy of our friends at Web2Wave and Arcads.ai. All right. That is my little...
He voted for me then.
Oh, now he just voted for you. How dare you? Yeah. What's up, Sigma? Good to see you, bro. All right. The last app we have is from Lars, and he wants trial conversions. Perfect. Lars got a chore chart. Habit owl. Sorry, here it is. Get your child doing chores without nagging. Bro, that is good messaging. My son is very much gots to nag. Sorry, Noah. Shout out to you, bro. All right. Let me get into the app because that's what he needs help on. Trial conversion. Oh, this one's hard. Oh, H, I think I already did the Indie App Santa. Let's see. The lifetime. We already have the app of the month. Hey, we got a Bible one. Let's see how this one goes. Okay. Habit owl. Keep wanting to say oil. Holy shit, it's already 10. Okay. Your child to do chores without nagging. Love it. Okay. What are you looking to help with? Oh, man. Improve my child. Motivate my child to do chores. Organizing my child. Yep. Yes, definitely lacks it. Yes. Are there problems with eating habits? No. I don't know why that matters, but okay. Are there any problems with sleeping habits? Sometimes. I'm revealing a lot of my kids, huh? Are there any problems? Not really. They do homework. No. Emotional regulations. Here's what you can achieve. Easy daily routines, solving chore disputes, better bedtimes. All right, great. Make Habit Owl better. If you let us track, we'll use your data from your device. Okay, fine. ATT prompt. My son's name is Noah. He is 17. Continue. Customize my plans. I think so. If you're having trial conversions, so Lars, I don't know if it's, when you guys put trials, like start trial, think about the price. I know you're charging $60 right now. Think about the price. We've actually found that this paywall is not as impressive as our paywall that we came up with. Do I have it? Yeah. This one typically works better. We tested this paywall versus what you got, this Blinkist one. We found that this one works better. Now, the other way that you want to do this is, let me see, I have it. Instead of doing the Blinkist model, do it this way. Right? We'll offer you and then use our paywall. It does work better. And we did this for another client of ours. We're testing this, and it's a big client, and they're seeing early data says this. We just had this paywall, like pretend this is not their paywall, but we added these two screens and then it improved conversion rate. So think about that, and then think about the pricing. I kind of feel like with chores, am I really willing to pay $60? So I don't know how much other chore apps are charging, but think about it, because if your trial to paid is low, it could be the price is too high as well. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, try 40, man. Seems okay. If you're gonna do a discount, do not do a trial anymore. Yeah, do not do a trial if you're doing that discount. Okay. All that are guaranteed, K, to fix your problems and your monetization problems. All right. I'm Dr. Monetization. Whoops, wrong one. All right, guys. Let's see. I'll get through the rest, and then we gotta go. I gotta go. All right. My weekend's about to start. All right. Where am I stuck at? Okay, here we go. Kian says, my meta ads is in learning phase due to low budget and high CPRs. Should I wait for 50 conversions or to launch a new ad set? I'd probably just wait, because if you launch a new ad set, you're probably just going to be stuck in learning anyways. Right, Kian? So I'll probably just wait it out. Bro, what's up, Preetam? Can my Google Play Explorer downloads reduce? Now it's increasing, but it does it then. What are the reasons? I don't know. Camilio says, I'm in Revenue Cat Shipathon with, okay, Guri, my visual interactive multi-language learning app, and also my first app. Any tips to get organic traffic? We already talked about this. Do a lot of ASO research, do the lifetime free offer, do all that stuff. George says, in your experience, which metadata elements tend to have the most impact on rankings and visibility? It's really the title, George. Like that is it. Taha, solo dev here, launched Wheatless on iOS and Android, got 300 users from Reddit. The #1 gluten-free app owner said, $15 million funded, can't do one part of what I'm doing. Not sure what to think. Well, congrats, bro. That seems like a plug. I just read a plug for him. All right. I like the name. What is the notice time period for ASO update to actually give results on stores? George, like, I think that it just depends. Usually almost immediately, right? Like, I have case studies where it's just immediate, like this one. Right? This is immediate. We saw immediate #1, got to #1 really fast. So you don't need to wait long if you know the tricks. But sometimes, even for our app, we're able #1 for some keywords now, and it took a while, and it was constant ASO update, and we didn't do anything like Gray Hattie to get this to #1. So yeah, I think it depends. But give it a couple of weeks, see what happens, and move forward. Because I've changed this title a bunch of times. Whoop. H, I keep pressing the wrong one. I'm so used to it. So used to having somebody else on board with me. All right. I think this is it. Caesar says how to upload apps that have only sign in, not let create accounts to users. How to upload? I don't know what you're trying to ask me, Caesar. You'll be notified 2 days before. Is that automatic or does the developer have to build it? Yes, you have to build it. You do have to build it. So, yeah. All right. H, we did it, my friend. We are done. We got to go to our mastermind meeting.
Yep.
But next week, we got a great case study. This is an indie app developer who I said, hey, once you hit a certain revenue mark, reach out to me and we'll have you on the podcast. And he's like, hey, I did it, Steve. So he's going to come on the podcast and share how he's been able to reach that MRR in there and then really show you what he did to achieve all that as well. All right. Jamie says, thank you, Jamie. You're welcome, Kay. Good to see you. All right. That is it, y'all. Have a great weekend. H, you got anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Thanks, everyone, for joining in.
Have a good one. I'll see you.